Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Blue Abroad Show. Monday, the 23rd of December, 2024. I'm pretty sure this will be the last one of the year. So it's good to have you here. This will be a very chilled session tonight. Got a few things to get through, including a pretty big giveaway, I would say. Not as big as what we'll have in 2025, but we'll have a nice little giveaway tonight. We'll hang out amongst ourselves. This will be a lot more of an interactive show than what we usually do on a Monday night. And then we'll wrap up what's been a pretty long year, pretty good break, and we'll look ahead to 2025 as we usually do. So, and wish you all a Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate. So let's just, hello, let's just see who's here. Hello, Kate, Matt, Peter V, Bubblehead Blue, Wayne, hello, mate. Good to see you guys. Christian, Rocco, Jay, Jonathan Terlato. Merry Christmas, mate. Maybe that's my question. First question. What do you guys do for Christmas? Those of you who celebrate. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, what do you do when Christmas is happening around the state and around the country? What are your plans? Jeff, hello, mate. Frankie, Steve, good to have you here. I'm also going to put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to jump in at any point, feel free. Damien, hello, mate. Hello, Lou. Jana, Tatum's Tantrum, hello. Bugs Bell. By the way, I'm going to draw out the Crips wine about 7:30, I would say, towards the end. We'll finish off strongly with the giveaway. Hello, Christine, Paul. Hello, Georgina, Sandra, the Explicit Empress. Heya. Sandra, Peter, you're with family. Susan, enjoy your break in Thailand. I cannot wait. I leave next Tuesday. It's exciting. Family and food. I have a little hack that I've done. So my yaya, my grandmother, yaya in Greek, we usually do, and papu, grandfather, we usually do a spit, 10 kilos-ish, 12 kilos. I always ask for a couple of extra kilos of meat on the spit, and I always take home 3 to 4 containers of just meat, and then it gets me through pretty much until New Year's Day, 2nd of January. So that's my little life hack. It's great. Rocco, yeah, put on weight. Are you guys nappers? I'm a napper. It's eat, nap, coffee, back to the couch and nap. Hello, Lucinda. Kate, be very quiet this year. Lots of family and food. Just the kids. Sit at the table and argue with family. Hello, Robbie. Hello, mate. Food baby. Damien, you're going to have lunch with mum and then hanging out with your little nephew. Fantastic. Sandy, Merry Christmas to you as well. Lebanese banquet. What's in a Lebanese banquet? What does that include? Christian, you do lunch and dinner with both mum and dad's side. Yeah, see, I just do it at my grandparents, my mum and dad are there. It's one, like I don't have a partner. I don't have a girlfriend who I've got to go to her family's meal as well, which at this point is great because I eat too much anyway. Tyler, you've got lunch with family, having a quiet one. Your wife's pregnant, staying home, having a big pork lunch. Daddy Tyler, wow. Can't wait to meet the little one on the fan cams one day. Hello, Mary. Jeff, you're having a whiskey at the Lakeside Marina Cafe in Northeast Thailand for the afternoon. Love that, mate. Feel free to call in if you've got good internet and some quiet there. Wayne, you eat and drink. Rocco, you argue with the in-laws. That's great. Chills, you watch the cricket, eat and argue cricket, then nap. Ball bounces at brothers in backyard cricket. Oh, yeah, we didn't do cricket growing up with my family. I love that tradition though. We need to find your girlfriend. She ain't here, Mary. She's not in Australia. Give you the hot tip. All in good time. The Ash Ma. This year I'm cooking up Chrissy lunch. It's going to be the roast pork, lamb, ham, and a stupid amount of food. How good. Hey, Lucinda. I see you. Hello.
Hi, how
What's
are
up?
you?
Great.
I am very happy because I just read an article, can't remember what from, but it says that Jagger will get Rising Star and will win the grand final, so I'm happy with that.
Was that an article or was that a prediction?
Yeah, predictions sort of things, like they had a list of, who would drop out of the 8 and, sort of like the pros and cons of pretty much everybody. But it eventually got to why can't we do it like on the 30th anniversary? And, really we're doing pretty good, like in terms of consistency. But I just think with our new fresh blood, we might just get there. But then we
I hope
already know
so.
I'm a manifesting person.
I know you are. Well, I saw something today that apparently on average since maybe the AFL era, I don't know where I saw it, but it was like 2.9 teams per year fall out of the 8 from the year before. So
Okay.
if we can just dodge that, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah, well, technically we stayed just in the 8 and then we were carried into the finals, which was just funny. My shoe stayed wet for about 2 weeks after that downfall, but
Yeah, I bet it did. I think I'm looking forward to the 1st of January. I mean, I'm already
Yeah.
looking ahead, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm already looking ahead. There's no use looking back now. At some point, you got to get
No.
over it.
Yeah.
So, no, very
I'm
good. What's
still
your
happy
plans
with the
for?
year.
Sorry.
I'm still happy with the year overall. I mean, I think it was good foundation building.
Yeah. What do you do this time of year? What are your Christmas break plans?
Well, with Christmas, I'm just going to spend it with my parents and Nonna, and one of our family friends is coming, and then probably gravitate to extended family friends celebrations and just the usual WOG kind of thing. And most of them like Carlton, so that's good, or they love it. So that's also a good talking point. So I'm happy with that.
Very
So
good.
that's all good with me.
Love
Are
that.
you going to vlog the trip this year, or you're not sure yet?
I'm not going to be doing a daily check-in.
Okay.
Just because I mean it's like it's 42 days this time instead of 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's a pretty big
Yeah.
commitment. And then I think last year, I mean, I was in a different state of mind. I felt like going into it last year, I was like struggling and clawing my way to get there. Whereas I feel
Uh-huh.
going into this one, I feel like a pretty good level of peace.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think I was more interested more from a standpoint of like one day I want to watch it and watch it back
Yeah.
more for myself.
True.
So no, I won't do like a daily check-in, but I mean, I'll still be filming, and if there's news and Carlton news and things like that, I'll
Yeah.
upload, and then I'll do some sort of a pre-recorded show for the Mondays. It might be
Yeah.
25 minutes or half an hour,
Okay,
and
that's
then
cool.
yeah, so I'll still be around. You'll still see me. I won't be in the studio. That's all.
Yeah, that's all good. Well, I've always got like last year to look back on as well.
Yeah,
So I like that series a lot. It was
yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah. No, it's great, but I think this time around I want to just.
Relax afterwards.
There were certain days where I'd film and I'd be like, ugh, you kind of commit to it, and you have to do it because you commit to it. But this time, I don't want to feel the pressure of having to
No,
film.
no. You want to do the exercise and get better at the craft.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Maybe one year I'll go and actually fight, and we can like live stream that. Now that'd be cool.
That would be cool indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck with everything.
Thanks, mate. I'll definitely speak to you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas. See ya.
See you later. Bye.
Shannon, you there?
Yeah.
You got your video, mate?
Aye.
You got your video?
As for me, my Christmas plans is to just spend time with the family, loved ones, and all that.
Okay. Have you got your video? I want to see you.
Got it?
There you go. How are ya?
I'm alright.
What are you up to?
Just watching the news.
Beautiful, mate. What's the plans? What are you doing for Christmas?
To spend time with the family and all that.
Yeah.
Another legend died. Oh, that's a shame. Bert the Croc died.
Right. Well, yeah,
I mean,
Shannon.
we've got sometimes we might have other family members come over.
Nice. Well, mate, you have a great one, and hopefully see you in the new year.
Yeah, you too. And Merry Christmas into the chat.
Merry Christmas, mate. I saw this today, actually. Can someone tell me what is Festivus? Am I living under a rock? Because I have no idea what it is. Also, I have a quiz. I found one during the week. Oh, okay. I wasn't a massive Seinfeld guy, not going to lie. Like, I've seen a few episodes, but it never really caught on with me. Just a personal thing, not for me. Oh, it's the Festivus for the rest of us. Oh, okay. Okay, I actually understand it. Hey, says, it's a holiday invented by Frank Costanza. Okay. Hey, guys, can you name... I saw this list throughout the week. There are currently 7 top 10 picks on the Carlton list. Can you name them all? No cheating. I think between all of you watching, you can name all 7. Who are they? There's one in the list that I had absolutely no idea. I forgot. Okay, there's one. It's not that hard when you think about it, but there was a little wild card in there that I completely forgot. So Harry is one of 7 top 10 picks. That's good by you, Paul. There's 2, 3, 4. Okay, you've got Sam Walsh in here. That's 5. Kerno was not a top 10 pick. Oh, Itchy. Very good by you. Mary, you've got Chera. I didn't realize Nick Haynes was a top 10 pick. Pick 7. I did not realize it. That's very good. No, Crips was pick... I'm going to say Crips was pick 13. Yeah. I think he was in between Dom Sheed and Ben Lennon, I'm going to say. Something like that. Or maybe they were the 2 picks before him. Motlop, nah, he wasn't a top 10 pick. Yes, he did spell Haynes wrong, but I understood. All right. So last week, we watched a few grabs from those interviews that some of the employees from the club did with On Time. So I watched the Michael Voss one throughout the week, and there's a little section in there which I thought was the most interesting, and I want to play it, and I want to get your thoughts on it. And I think the conversation is around the process and the outcome. And I reckon oftentimes it's a misunderstood conversation when hearing it as a fan compared to when you're hearing it from an organization or a sports team or whatever. So I'm going to play it, and I want you guys to share your thoughts on what's being said here. So give me a second.
do you create expectations of the players? So is there, for example, they're meant to create so many hardball gets or so much of this or so much of that? I mean, do the players go out with those sort of numbers going, I've got to achieve that? Or
No, because we tend to, on reflection in games, we get to probably match them up against what we require, but we very much stay away from outcome focus particular goals. Like I need 6 tackles, I've got to have 30 disposals. So we really reward the process and how they replicate process over time. And we find that the outcomes take you away from staying present to what you need to be able to do and what's right in front of you. And if there's anything affects players' performance more, it's outcomes. And so because players naturally go there because they've been brought up that way, like I'm sitting at half time and I'm start counting on my fingers and I'm like, hang on, I've 10, 11 and now I've kicked 5 goals and 6 goals. I can kick 12 here. The moment you have that thought, generally it goes bad. It goes really, really bad. Whereas if you stick to your process and your behaviours and you actually just really believe on that and you double down on what that looks like and you create the habits, you will get there in time.
Yeah.
And it might not be this game, but it will be the next game. You will have a bad day, but you won't have a bad month.
Yeah.
And that's what we continually talk about here, because we have a win-loss at every single week and we are measured by that. What we also should be measured is what we do Monday to Saturday and what happens in between, not just the 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll just pause there. I think that's where most of the disconnect comes between us fans and club, because at the end of the day, we just don't get to see what happens all week. We ultimately judge the end product that we see on game day. I think that's a very interesting comment there.
Yeah, I think that's a great philosophy. And as a quality assured company, we're all about process.
Yeah.
We're about process and system. Follow the process and system, because inevitably, as soon as somebody doesn't do that in our business, there's an error.
Yeah.
That normally costs us money. In your business, I'd suggest there's an error that normally costs you goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is one and the same.
And what fluctuates that is emotion.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of like the only reason why that process or that system adjusts is because maybe the process is not going as well as what you'd want it to. But again, it's taken over time. So emotion takes over time because either I made a mistake, so I changed what I'm doing, or I don't follow that process because I don't trust it anymore. Or and so that's sometimes where the error does happen, where you just get them to follow through, get your role done, know the game model we want to play on, do the predictable thing at the right time. Because ultimately, we're trying to prepare them for grand final day, 100,000 people, 2 million people watching.
I'm going to play that bit again, because I think that's an important point there that we don't hear often.
That's sometimes where the error does happen, where you just get them to follow through, get your role done, know the game model we want to play on, do the predictable thing at the right time. Because ultimately, we're trying to prepare them for grand final day, 100,000 people, 2 million people watching, and they make the right decision at the right time. And that's effectively what we're training our players for.
Yeah.
What did you make of that? What you just watched. There's one more clip I'm going to play shortly. What do you make of, like, how much emphasis can you reasonably put on a process if you can't see it? Later on, he'll talk a bit more about 2023. I think that'll go further into the point. But based off what you just heard there, no KPIs shows that stats are way more important in fan circles than for the club. That's why players like Paul Ollie cop it from a lot of fans, but obviously appreciated by the club. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, the club only allows us to see 2 hours game day. None, mate. The end brings the means. True. Headless chooks if I don't understand the game plan. Okay. Okay. I want to play this other part of it. Yeah, Shma. You can tell when a process is working when there is cohesion in players. Jared, your conversation with Steve is better. Mate, you can do anything you like. If you're enjoying Steve's conversation, go for it. Wooden Spoon. Hey, mate. Don't 100% agree with everything, but do understand the method of not focusing too much on KPIs, but still need to benchmark yourself. So I'm going to play this part here. Where is it? It was like 18 minutes-ish. All right, I'm going to share this. Because he goes on to talk a bit about the process part with 2023 and how we're able to get through it. So, check this out.
Always trying to measure the progression in your team and in your players. I've had multiple conversations with the players this year about how I felt like they've improved as players. And if our environment is helping our people improve and get better, and there's some subjective data in that clearly, and there's some obviously real data in that, which tends to fall out whether you're winning or losing, but it's got to be more than that. And so you get to sort of build the belief off the back of that. But then, ultimately I'm still, to my board and to the Carlton Football Club and to our supporters, I'm still measured by ultimately winning and losing. And I still know that there's an end goal of playing finals and winning finals and, playing in grand finals. And that's sort of where performance is pretty clear cut when it comes to that. If you're not getting that sort of result, you tend to lose your job. So it's pretty clear cut, even if you're doing a lot of other right things. I guess last year was probably a little bit of case in point where the actual win-loss was not going that well. But every other metric we were taking was saying, and when I say metric, the surveys we talk, our players, their engagement levels, how happy they were and what they felt like there was a really great environment and all of that information coming back to us. But yeah, we need to improve it, but it's in a good place. So it gave us great confidence to just keep doubling down on it, keep doubling down. This thing will turn, this thing will turn. Now, ultimately it turned. But without that data, without being able to listen to the people, we probably could have taken a different path.
Yeah.
So it was actually a really important point that even the outcome not going great, the process was going really well. Environment was really healthy. So it gave us great confidence as leaders. It's like, hang in there.
Yeah,
just,
good on you.
just keep hanging in there and hopefully this thing changes.
It's interesting you speak about that time because from an outsider looking in, people probably would have thought that the process was okay, but the environment wasn't great because
that's generally what
and
people,
that was the chat, wasn't it?
What people say.
It was like, they're not playing for the coach or they're not this or they're not buying into this process or the system. And yet, internally, as you said, all the measurements show that they were actually really strong.
Yeah, and that's, I think maybe that's what gives you a little bit of experience. Having been a head coach before and not necessarily, obviously got sacked from that particular job, and I learned a lot of things out of that, what to pay attention to and what not to, and so out of that experience, despite the outside, heat coming, it was just eyes in. And it's just like, no, let's listen to the things that we need to listen to. A small thing that I did through that particular time was, social media, people have an opinion, media shows. I really limited that consumption. And the reason why I limited that consumption was because as a leader, I wanted to make decisions based on what I saw, not what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to put emotion to it. I didn't want to have a thought on a player because someone in a footy show said that I should think about this as a player. It's like, well, he seems to be doing the right things to me.
Yeah.
He's doing all the things I expect a player to do. He just has to see through time and he'll get there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's about Harry Mackay. That was the first player that came to mind. But anyway, what do you think of all of that? Tyler, I can see you're waiting in there. Maybe I'll get you in. Hello, mate.
Hey, Terry. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Getting there, mate. Getting there. Another year done and almost done. And, bring on next year.
You're going to be a dad, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to be a dad. Yeah.
Wow. When is the little angel due?
She is due in April. April 2025, April 17th. So
Really?
yeah, so it's close.
One day, what we could share a birthday, mate. Me and the little girl. Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, can't wait. Cannot wait. It's been a very long time, but it's finally happened, and it's amazing.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah, bloody happy.
Yeah. What happens this time? I mean, obviously, yeah, family, Christmas stuff. Like, what do you guys do?
Oh, we're just staying at home this year because traveling to get to home is very hard. Well, my home especially is very hard. It's $4.5 grand worth of flights just to get there. So it's like pretty much it's like, well, you know what, we're staying this year because you know we can't really afford to. But oh well, so be it. Because we live mum and dad live in Albury, all the way down. So, and I'm right at the top of Australia at the moment. So I'm in Townsville. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So it's a bit of a trek. So we thought, and plus my wife can't travel far at the moment. So it's like, well, okay, we'll just spend a little family one here. So yeah,
No, that's
yeah,
fair
really
enough.
happy. Yeah.
What do you make of this process outcome conversation? You know, when I listen to that, I think every time I hear the conversation, I don't know if fans will ever truly understand the whole process because we don't see it.
Yeah.
And we only judge the outcome because that's the only part that truly matters to us.
Absolutely, 100%. And I like that little comment that Vossi made saying, like, well, about with social media and all of that. He said, like, I'm going to keep clear of it because if I read into it and all that, yeah, it's not just a mindset, but also at the same time, I draw on this conclusion at this point as well, is when you look at when we had Bolton, remember the media was saying, oh, play Harry McKay, play him. And then he got into the press conference after, I think it was the West Coast game, when Harry played for his debut and he kicked 3 goals. And Bolton said, well, I finally played him. There you go. But see, he was listening. The fact that the media kept on saying, do it, and giving into peer pressure, no, I don't think that was a good thing. What I mean by like giving into what the media wants and what all of that, because then you take away from your leadership a little bit because you're just giving in when really you should just be focusing on, well, this is my job. My job is to get the players right. I'm not going to just field someone because of their name and their standing in the team. Just, if they're going good, they're going good. I'm going to play them. If they're not right, well, then what's the point? I don't want to play them when someone else is ready to go. So I think that was actually a really good point or comment. But it's just interesting because we want that balance. We want the balance. We want the young guys like Binns and our new recruits and all of that to play. But see, the thing is as well, like we've got a really good list. You got to fight for your position, and that makes it really difficult. And I'd be very like in Vosh's shoes. Like, okay, it's very easy to bring in Binsey if you want, but then again, there are so many players ahead of him, and that's the hard bit as well. You got to find that balance. It's like, well, do I really give in to like, okay, I could play him. I could play a certain player that everyone's been calling out for. He comes in, and all of a sudden something doesn't go right, and then it's like, well, okay, I played him, and then it resulted in either a win or a loss. But see, it doesn't really matter.
I like this question from Frankie. Would the fans be less rabid if they were allowed more in the 4 walls, or would it add more fuel to the fire?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a really good question. I think. Oh,
you know what I reckon?
I can see pros and cons for both of it, but
yeah,
I can. I reckon like more access to the club, definitely 100% would be good. But then again, like, well, I think we need to trust them a little bit more because you've seen the build up from when Sauce came Sauce came in and said, right, we're going to rebuild this club and all of that. It's a completely different club from what it was back then. But then again, if you look at the timeline, it has been okay. They've worked on the team, yes, but also at the same time, it's the environment, it's the training facilities, it's the mentality, it's everything. It's leadership. They did a few leadership spills and all that, not just finding the right coach, but it was also the board and key backers in the board. So they've made a lot of changes, and I feel a lot more comfortable with this team now in comparison to a few years ago. And
I also don't think the fans are as bad as what it could be made out to be. I think you sort of gloss over good behavior because it's what you would hope for. And the bad behavior, we'll call it, or the hyper, rabid, or emotional behavior gets more attention because that's just kind of the world that we live in. Drama, anger, fear, rage is just more entertaining than what they're not. And I actually don't think we're as ridiculous as what maybe we're made out to be. Like, yeah, there are a few that take things to the extreme, but isn't that in everything? Like, doesn't that happen in every circle, every group of people, everything?
100%. And I think as well, like, you look at Carlton, for example, we've got a very large supporter base, one of the biggest supporter bases in the country, but also at the same time, I think the hardest part is we've been starved of success for a very long time. It's taken a long time to get to this point, and the frustration builds up even more because we've been pretty much the last time we were before this campaign was around when we had Judd, when we were in the finals a couple of years running. We missed that prelim for the free kick in the goal square. That should have happened, but oh well, to be fair, it didn't happen. But the whole point is that it's taken a very long time to really look at ourselves and go, well, was this the team? Was this the right team ready to go? And like, okay, for example, like Essendon, they've been starved for success for a very long time. They've gone through so many different rebuilds, so many different, like, you look at their fan base, they're furious at the moment. But at the same time, though, you stick fat and you stay with your club. And so I reckon it's coming close. I've got a sneaky suspicion we'll make it into the granny next year. I've just got this feeling. I don't know. Maybe maybe for example, it might be another prelim. But I don't see us irrelevant next year. I see us going up against possibly Brisbane.
In the granny.
Or dare say it, I don't count out Collingwood. I don't count out GWS. Now that would be a hell of a game.
That would be a hell of a game. Yeah, that absolutely would be a hell of a game.
It's going to be a very interesting year, and more importantly, how we're going to play out. I think the acquisition of Haynes, very smart, because it's not just to replace Marchbank, but it's also at the same time when he's playing. I want someone the likes of Haynes, who I didn't realise he was actually a top 10 draft.
Neither did I.
No,
I didn't know it either.
I did not know that. I want him and Weeders and the likes of Doherty, Sard really building up this back line. And it'd be very interesting to see like the likes of if JSOS is going to be playing in the back line and how he's going to go. And I really want them to build in for the next generation, like the O'Farrells and like Sardi working with Binns even more. Like like the next leadership, the next team essentially is going to come through and work on it, so that when these great players that we have currently, they're no longer with us. We've got the team there. If we can look at Geelong. They're insane. They've always been there no matter what. no matter what.
Yeah.
Always been in the finals. So
I was just to go back again. We're talking about like if you knew what happened inside. I get the feeling most clubs in the league, it's just a patch job. And if you can get like a good 6-month block, like I take the D's case in point. Did the D's reach this incredible standard, and was the machine humming along perfectly the whole time? And did they build up to winning the flag, and then they've just fallen apart, or was it always a bit of chaos and they just held it together for a nice 6-month block? Like I when you think about it, any organization, I mean the world, case in point, like run by humans, we're all flawed. Every single one of us has a flaw.
100%.
These people in these big positions, they might be paid a lot of money. They're still humans. They're no more smarter than the next person or most people. They've just got good experience and maybe can, handle themselves under pressure a little bit better than others. But I mean, they're just normal people at the end of the day. I think once that veil comes off, you see it differently. But yeah, so I think it's probably organized chaos.
Yes.
More times than not.
100%. And when you look at Carlton, we're not that fluffy, that pristine team. We're a very different team. Sometimes we're up the guts, or like we hit hard, or like we really get in there. And I love that about this team. It's not. That's what you want. And as you said, case in point, like when you said like papering over the cracks a little bit, or maybe with Melbourne, but then I would draw upon a similar team, Western Bulldogs, after their grand final win, and what happened there.
Yeah.
Was that purely just 6 months, as you said, good play, or was that literally, okay, this is the team, and then they came in the next year and bang, what happened there? So, but otherwise, look, it's going to be a very interesting year. I can't wait. I'm really, really excited, and we've got the preseason coming up. What's your thoughts about? There was media attention about. I don't know if there was media attention about this, but the comments coming out of the club. We don't want to play an opening round. We want to play in round 1. What was your thought about that? Do you reckon that didn't help us last year?
Well, from memory, I'm pretty sure we planned the training block obviously around that first bye because it was in round 2, so it was a bit different. So didn't they go extra hard and then had the bye? And hindsight's a wonderful thing, but at the end of the day, it was the wrong. Whatever they didn't work. In the long run, their plan of what they did with conditioning and all of that, pushing the bodies to the limit, it didn't work because the bodies broke down later in the year. So I think they had the best information possible to make the best call. So I just get this feeling that I think by virtue of not having Marchbank, Martin, and Cunningham on the list, we're already going to have better availability, even though they probably say we replaced 3 of those with kids. But I think we're going to see a lot more of Nick Haynes, and he's going to surprise people more than what we think.
And I think as well, like, we're going to see more of Moya. Well, I'm really impressed with him as well, like what he showed at the back end of the year, given and I think it'll be a very interesting and probably something we can even touch on at the end of the next season, especially, is how well the forward line is going to go without the likes of Owies. Was that a master stroke, or we shot ourselves in the foot there?
Yet again, mate, more questions.
Good question.
Great question. Are you a believer in Jesse Motlop?
I am. I truly am. And you've seen patches. You've seen really good patches with him, like really good, like breaking through the line sometimes, like when he hangs out the back. The goal that he did to get us 1 goal down from the semi-final was brilliant. That was insane. But he's got good glimpses, and I think to be honest, one of the hardest positions to play is forward pocket. Like it's very, very difficult.
You've got to be opportunistic. You got to take your opportunity.
Yeah, it's 100% opportunistic, but and I think it's the it's reading the play. Because I think the biggest thing with Motlop is that he gets sucked into the play too much. Like
Okay.
I've seen. No, what I mean by that is like I've seen him. He's just that fraction too far back. When the ball drops, he should be there ready to go, just a little bit further up. But then again, that's a bit of hindsight, I guess. But
Yeah. No.
But otherwise, I like him. I reckon he's going to be very good, and I think Durden's going to hopefully have a good year. I want him to, because hey,
I hope so.
We don't have any O's, but look, it's going to be a very, very interesting season.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. I hope for his sake he plays well. Well, I mean, he's a contract year, so I hope he plays
100%.
well. Yeah.
And same with DeConning as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
love it. Tyler, good stuff. Hey, I might be calling you shortly. You might have a bottle of wine coming your way. We'll see. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw this giveaway out. Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, Terry.
See you, mate.
And happy to be a member as well. So
thank you, mate. Appreciate it. All right. It's time to give away a prize. First giveaway of the Blue Abroad membership is the Crips wine, signed by Patrick Crips. Hang on, that way. So, to celebrate the new membership, we're going to be giving away this bottle of wine. It is a limited edition Shiraz, the Patrick Crips. It's called the Crips. If you go back and watch Patrick Crips on Discussions with Dylan when he was in his first or second year, he actually references wine. And I think he mentioned something around like one day having his own. It's quite interesting. I just happened to stumble across it when I go down my YouTube rabbit holes that I do. But basically, if you signed up for a Blue Abroad membership, you have an entry. You have free entry to every giveaway that we do. So I'm about to roll out the first giveaway. I'm going to do this properly. There will be a 17-second wait this time around. So I'm going to do this. One moment. We're going to do it right. I hope we do it right. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But basically, one of you is taking home the bottle of wine. All right. Are you ready? I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 17-second wait. Let's go. Wow. Chelsea, you are the very first winner of the Blue Abroad giveaways. Let's see where Chelsea's at. Oh, I'm going to call her. Chelsea, are you in chat? Are you here? If you are, make yourself known. Oh, she is. Amazing. Chelsea, hello. I'm calling you. Or if you'd like to join the show, you can hit the link and join here. Otherwise, I'll call you. 1 second. Where are you at? Here you are.
Hello.
Hello, Chelsea.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great. I got a great Christmas present for you.
What a Christmas present.
I know, right? How good.
Oh my goodness. It's my dad's birthday on the 4th of Jan. So do I give it to him?
Oh.
Or do we both save it and open it when we win the premiership?
That's a great question. I'm going to ask the chat. Chat, did you hear that? Is it Dad's birthday? Well, I feel like he's a Carlton supporter, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he might wait for the flag as well. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. But regardless, once you drink it, you've got like a signed bottle. It's great.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thanks for becoming a member. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Same to you. See you, Chelsea.
Cheers. Bye.
I love it. There you go. Chelsea, I'm going to have that Okay, yeah. I'm going to get that out to you as soon as possible. There might be a bit of a delay given it's Christmas time, but hopefully it does arrive before Dad's birthday. That'd be great. So there you go. That is a nice little giveaway. If you are not aware, I should probably try and get you guys. How do I do this? How do I do this? I've got a little sneak peek. I don't know if you can see this. Those are the key rings. They're currently being made right now. So for those of you who are not members and you're not sure what the hell is a Blue Abroad membership, basically we are removing the YouTube memberships and we are moving to just a Blue Abroad membership, our own membership. You'll get one of those key rings. Your membership number is unique to you. You are the only person that will have the number. It's engraved on the back. You will have one of those. You will have one free entry to every giveaway that we do next year. We've got some really cool ones lined up. You will get early access to certain videos next year, and you will also get a discount code to use at the shop when we do our sales. Overall, you're supporting the channel, and that is massive. So thank you very much to those of you who've already signed up. Looking forward to, are we ever going to match 100,000 members like the club? Probably not, but you know, a man can dream. Anyway, so that's that. We have two options: a monthly recurring payment of $10 or an annual payment of $100. So if you are interested, please get in touch. I've got the link to in the chat to the monthly. If you'd prefer the annual and you haven't signed up yet, get in touch. I'll send you the link and you can do it and you can go from there. So that's that. Chelsea, congratulations on being the very first recipient of the giveaway. Now, I've got a question, and it's a very random question. What is the most random thing that annoys you that probably shouldn't when it comes to Carlton or footy in general? Because I've got a really random one that I've kept to myself for a long, long time, and I'm going to share it. But what is the random thing that bugs you, and you know you're being irrational, so you don't externalize what it is because you know it's just a little silly? What is that thing? I'll start with mine. If you go on Instagram and you go to the club's profile photo, and you know how there's a new feature where you can, if you tap the icon, it sort of gives you a close-up of the profile photo. Whoever's set the profile photo, I'm going to show on my phone. See how there's like the black at the top? Oh, hang on. They haven't zoomed it properly. And there's like this, you know, like it's just like, fix it. It's bugged me for a long, long time. A long, long time. And I think we can fix it. But is there anything like that, something random that bugs you that shouldn't? Let me know. Pommy, in real life, people reversing into a car parking space, just drive in. Wait, hang on a minute. People reversing? Nah. What do you mean? I think it's the easy option to just drive in. It's harder to just reverse in. But anyway, fair enough. And in sport, people who simplify stuff to just don't be shit proper does me. Yeah, that's fair. Sammy, verbal diarrhea from wannabe coaches. Yeah. Tyler Shaw, commentators not calling the game. Oh, when they start getting into banter. Yeah. Jacob, teams being better than what they should be. Mm-hmm. The Blues foot skills. No, this should bug us. It does. When at presses, the logo doesn't line up. Oof. I think also I think the microphone issue should be something that we should be concerned about. People who state opinion as fact. Nah, mate, people who reverse into car parking spaces in peak hour. Oh, okay. So holding up the traffic in peak hour. Should be illegal. Honestly, should come with 5 years in prison when it's peak hour. Jeffrey, you guys have created a new dimension of Carlton baggers. Yeah, we're in people's living rooms now. Says you get irrationally annoyed at photos they release as far as the captions go. I know all the players, but I always feel for new supporters who may not know their names. Yeah. Why is not every training session open to public? Fair. A couple of Brian Taylors here. I don't mind Brian Taylor on the radio. I think, and I've heard him speak recently about this. He was on some podcast and he was talking about how he left the Triple M gig, which was a great environment, but he left for the money. So, yeah. The biggest bug is that they keep players on the web app once they have exited. Yeah. All the stupid questions that get asked during a game, let them play. Yeah. Media-related bugbear, flag chance, dealt blow type headlines with a photo of a player not even injured. Oh, yeah. Or where they'll put, like if it's an article relating to something that affects the league, not just Carlton, they'll use a Carlton player in Carlton uniform because they just know that, or a Collingwood player in a Collingwood uniform because they know that it's more likely to get a click. Wow, can we talk footy, Terry? Come on, bro. Steve, it's Christmas, mate. We can talk anything we like. You tell me, what would you like to talk about? Changing the logo to appease a certain social issue, just keep it as it is. Do we change the logo, though? Have we ever actually changed the logo? Or do you mean just having social rounds, Peter? The player montages, most of them are cringe. Totally agree about reverse parking. People who do 60 to 70 kilometers on the Nepean Highway. When a fan from the other team comes over to the Blues fan base just to mouth off section gets me. Oh, like at the footy? Yeah, that's pretty brave. Christine. Oh, the in-game interviews. Yeah, I understand. Albert, the roaming Brian does my head in. You know, roaming Brian, I find roaming Brian a guilty pleasure because that's live. And live, anything live, like you're just a second away from a train wreck and anything can happen. And you've seen a few moments where he's talking to some colorful characters in the Essendon change room or whatever, you know, family members who maybe had a bit too much to drink. I can't get my eyes off it because it's all happening live and he's just on the fly. It's very hard to do that. But fair enough. The different filter styles used on Instagram have bugged me. My need for order is being hurt by the Insta filters. Fair. When people take time out of their day to yuck on others' yum, in a footy sense, when opposition fans take time out of the day to comment hate, just scroll or even better, unfollow. Yeah. People getting extremely dressed up to watch the footy who aren't even in the MCC. It's an interesting one. Chills, you got a general dislike people who leave all zeros or time remaining on the microwave. Or when the kids hand the toilet roll the wrong way. That's very good. When they put the wrong player's name pick up like Lockie Fogarty instead of Corey Durden. Oh, mate, this enrages me. It's not the first time they've done it with Corey Durden as well. Asking questions like, what are you hoping to get out of this year or game? To win, obviously. Yeah. Jay, you got a random one? Those styrofoam boxes, when they squeak together, makes my neck hair stand on the end. Double bobbleheads. Yeah, bobbleheads annoy me and they shouldn't. They should not be annoying me at all. There's actually nothing wrong with a bobblehead. It seems like in my memory, when we've had a bobblehead, bad things have happened. I think of Kate Simpson's last game. I think of Hawthorn. I think there's one more. Oh, the Charlie Curnow bobblehead before the Essendon game in 2023. Yeah, bobbleheads. There's nothing wrong with a bobblehead. I just have bad memories. Seeing Nick Dacos. Doesn't bother you anymore, Pommy, but anyone who has fish for lunch in the work common room, like, come on. It's like using a neighbor's toilet. Just not on. Hello, Derek. Hello, mate. Impresses when the journo's questions aren't Mike's. Yep. Yep. These are very good. These are very good. Okay. I think we'll wrap up shortly. Score review for checking for points or out in the full. Yep. Waste of time. Complete waste of time. Controversial one. This will split the room. When people have fur dad or fur mum on their profile. As in people that own pets. Yeah. The cost of drinks at the footy. Voss should go collar and tie. I think we spoke about this with Paul Sebastiani, maybe, about coaches' attire. Yeah. This is a good one. People who start criticizing players before halftime and then jump on their bandwagon when they come good in the second half. Yeah, that is funny to watch. You've just got to go to the Thoughts at the Half Instagram halftime post on the Blue Abroad Instagram. It's the best when we're losing. It's great. People who don't know how to zipper merge. Ooh. Bobblehead trauma response. Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. It's bobblehead trauma. It's exactly what it is. Collars. You know, I bought a collared Guernsey. Of course I did. When they came out, and I'm going to use it as one of the giveaways. And in my head, that collared Guernsey, I don't see the worth in it. So I've been tossing and turning, like, is it even a worthy prize to give away? Because I don't value that thing. I see the collars and I shrivel up into a ball and I want to die because I can't handle anything to do with that day. It's not good. So yeah, very good. Bobbleheads that look nothing like the player. Maynard's head. Yeah. Losing by a point to Collingwood. Yeah. Yeah. Paul, going to a concert and the artist gets the crowd to sing half the song. I pay to hear the artist, not the crowd. Example, Springsteen, Hungry Heart. That's an interesting one. When someone comments on social media and actually type the word yeah. Zach Tui's book. I'm at the club. You took yours back to the club. You mean you collared Guernsey? Hilarious. Hilarious. Like, you own a pet. Kids 10 times harder. Be like me saying I'm an action man, Dad, because I still have my action man. Yep. Okay. That's good to know. Learned a little something about some of you lot. That's good. But yeah, I'm going to be on Instagram check. And I hope that the club can fix it, because just to recap, so you go to the club's Instagram profile photo and you zoom in, right? And you zoom in and you see at the top of it, there's like this, they haven't cropped it properly. Like, this is directly from their profile photo. And it means nothing, but it means everything. And it's been that way for a long time. And I've never verbalized it. So yeah. Paying $80 for a scarf. Yeah. Yeah. Who is the Geelong banana on YouTube talking about Tom de Koning getting to Geelong? He's copied your content. Nah, they're good lads. The Hoops crew. I think the video was done. I mean, I guess if you're a Geelong channel, the Tom de Koning story's a popular one. It's going to get views, I guess. You're going to rile up Carlton supporters, which also gets views as a little dirty secret in there for media. I watched it. No, they do a great job. They're actually really good lads. I like them both. Paul, I think, is the one that did the video. And yeah, it was interesting the way he framed it. He said Tom de Koning was Carlton's best player in 2023 finals, which I just reminded him that Sam Walsh won the Gary Ayres Award, so he was generally and like literally the best player in the league in the finals. But I got the point. I think from the Geelong camp, they'd be doing everything they can to manifest the Tom de Koning trade request to Geelong. What I also thought was interesting was, I mean, we all have our biases, and what they hear from comments that Tom made in the media compared to what we hear. Like I heard and I saw and I read Tom's comments, and I just put the pieces together in my mind as, yeah, for sure, he's staying. Like, why would he leave? And he all but confirmed. Like I felt like he said everything except for I'm staying at Carlton. He said, I love the club. I love what we're building with the boys. I don't want to play with my brother if he's at another club, etc. Whereas the Geelong perspective is, oh, well, Tom said, I don't want to play with my brother as long as he's at another club. But that didn't rule out him being at the club that he plays at or whatever. So, I would say they're good lads. They're doing well. Fan channels are hard, man. Content's not. It might look easy, but there's a lot that happens. So yeah, it's tough. 20-7. I think maybe that's a question for the next show. What's like your number one thing? Maybe you can think about it. What's that one thing you've done in life where you're like, what the fuck was I doing or thinking? Maybe that's for next time. All right, guys, I'm done. That has been the Blue Broad Show this Monday, the 23rd of December. Thanks very much for tuning in. Congratulations to Chelsea for winning the Crips wine. I'll get that posted out to you first thing in the morning. And I don't want to rule out next Monday. It'll be the 30th. Actually, before I go, is there anyone, message me, you don't have to just write this publicly, but is there anyone on Christmas who will be around Christmas night? Because I technically will be around Christmas night. So I'm kind of considering not everyone has plans Christmas. If you're a little lonely, you want to hang out, let me know. We can do maybe a little something for an hour or so Christmas night and just shoot the shit and hang out. Because Christmas is not a great time for absolutely everyone. I'm very aware of that. So if you would like to hang out, we can do that. Maybe next Monday. I fly out next Tuesday and I'm gone for a little while. So want to get as much as we can together while we're here. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Have a good one. Merry Christmas for those who celebrate. Happy Hanukkah. That's coming up as well for those who celebrate. We'll go from there. Go Blues.